Why are Bill Clinton, former FBI Director James Comey, and a decade's worth of DOJ leadership being forced to testify about the list? The subpoenas are here, and an insider look reveals this goes far deeper than just flight logs. For years, the American people, the forgotten men and women of this country, have been told just to move on. We've been told that the list and the case, with all of its darkness and disturbing connections, was closed. We were told to accept that a monster who preyed on the innocent just happened to be surrounded by some of the world's most powerful and elite. Well, it looks like the time for just moving on is over. House Oversight Chairman James Comer just did something that many of us thought we would never see. He unleashed a subpoena storm aimed directly at the heart of the political establishment. We're talking about Bill and Hillary Clinton. Here is the list of subpoenas from James Comer's Twitter account. House Oversight Committee is compelling the following individuals to appear for depositions through issued subpoenas. This is a who's who of the deep state. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Merrick Garland, James Comey, Attorney General William Barr served under Trump, Alberto Gonzales, he was the Attorney General under George Bush when all of this stuff kicked off in Miami with Jeffrey. You have Jeff Sessions, another Trump Attorney General. You've got Robert Mueller, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and Attorney General Eric Holder. These people have all been accused, allegedly, of being complicit in the entire cover-up, up to and in leading to the Russiagate collusion. This is monumental. You have never seen anything like this ever in the United States. And other countries should probably be taking notice. We're talking about former FBI directors. We're talking about a list of attorney generals that reads like a who's who of the DOJ for the last 20 years. And now the mainstream media will try to frame this as just another partisan food fight. Don't you believe it? This just isn't about Republicans versus Democrats. You see both sides of the aisle here. The DOJ had bipartisan support. This is about something much deeper. It's about accountability. It's about the fundamental American belief that there shouldn't be two systems of justice, one for them and one for us.
Jonathan Ramirez, this is extraordinarily stupid. It's extraordinarily stupid on so many counts. If you look at the timeline doesn't add up. It's like when Donald Trump is saying that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton created the Epstein files. No. That all happened during Donald Trump's first term. You look at the timeline here about what happened and when it happened. Barack Obama had nothing to do with this by anybody's accounts, and especially by the Senate Republican Intelligence Committee run by Marco Rubio, who afterwards said that it was Donald Trump's 2016 campaign that created a, quote, grave counterintelligence threat to the United States of America. That was Marco Rubio, the current Secretary of State. That was every Republican on the Senate Intel Committee. After pouring through all of the documents, that's what they found. And when poor John Durham was made to sacrifice his professional career to go around the world investigating the investigators, he found nothing and ended up making a fool of himself. I mean, we even found out that the two documents that supposedly, fed into the Clinton conspiracy, that she was the one pushing this, actually was Russian disinformation.
Right, always.
So, again, they know in the Justice Department.
This is what pure panic looks like. This is the mainstream media. This is NBC News, Joe Scarborough, former congressman out of the state of Florida. But when the mainstream media starts running interference like this, it should really tell you some things. And as someone who's seen Washington from the inside, let me collect a few dots for you. This isn't just about who flew on the plane. These subpoenas are much bigger, and they're asking a bigger question. How was this allowed to happen? Why did the Department of Justice, under leader after leader after leader, fail to bring this network to its knees? Why was he given a deal that would be a joke if it weren't so tragic? A deal. Let me stop right here. I want to show you something else that we're all finding out as of yesterday who Mr. Jeffrey worked for. Leaked FBI documents reveal that he was a secret FBI informant. Exclusive leak obtained by RadarOnline.com reveals that the disgraced Epstein was not only shielded by the U.S. justice system, but was in fact a covert FBI informant, effectively working for intelligence years before his notorious 2007 plea deal. In 2018, the pundit reported that Epstein was not just protected under federal authorities, but may have actively worked as an informant for the FBI under Mueller. So that's why they're bringing in these FBI directors. Why was he given a deal that would be a joke if it weren't so tragic? Think about it. They are connecting all the dots. Want to indict Obama and Hillary? Here's the one name everyone has forgotten until now, and he's being called to testify. That is Jeff Sessions. Right here, Watergate was a zit while Russiagate is a cancer. That's beginning to be what it actually looks like. We've got another congresswoman that just came out. This is Paulina Luna, has confirmed that information in the burn bags found by Kash Patel contain Jeffrey evidence, and the FBI is now under investigation for destroying critical documents. This is a cover-up at the pinnacle of the United States and United States leadership. Curtails right into the next aspect. This is all building on itself. The information that was attained in the interview between Ghislaine Maxwell and the current Department of Justice, Donald Trump is wanting to release the interview transcripts that they were talked about in the prison in Florida before she was moved to Texas. The Trump admin is debating releasing this. Why not? We want transparency. We want clarity. You want to show the American people that you really care, that you want the information out. Release it. Let us decide what's relevant and what's not.
The walls feel like they are closing in.
But as the walls close in around the president,
Donald Trump feels the walls closing in.
This is a guy who feels like the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on him.
Because the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on the president.
Now the walls appear to be closing in.
Really kind of the walls closing in on him.
The walls are closing in because the walls are indeed closing in.
I think at this point, the walls are spinning.
The legal walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on President Trump.
The walls, meanwhile, are closing in on the President of the United States.
The walls closing in on President Donald Trump.
It appears that the walls are closing in on this president.
it feels that the walls are closing in on.
Are you starting to see how the mainstream media operates? They all get their talking points. All the congressmen, all the senators, they all get a guide sheet with talking points, and they regurgitate everything. But now I'm wondering when and if they will come out with another regurgitated set of talking points for the current people that are about to be subpoenaed, for Hillary Clinton, for Bill Clinton, for the laundry list of DOJ employees, because I think the walls are really closing in on them. This is another breaking story. I hate to use the term bombshell because I don't have enough hair gel, but this is Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi Gabbard just released a list of names that she has pulled clearances from. And it's a who's who. Tulsi Gabbard has removed and revoked the clearances of Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, Kinzinger, just the beginning. Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Sullivan, Newland, Swalwell, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Fiona Hill. And Tulsi is not going to quit. This is happening, people. Pam Bondi has got her hands full. For all of you that's saying, where's the arrest? They're doing it the right way. They're doing it the American way. And these people will all be afforded due process, just like the Constitution outlines. We've got these stunning reports coming from everywhere. Every day is something new. Anna Paulina Luna, FBI Director Kash Patel, DNI Chair Tulsi Gabbard. They found these documents in a secret FBI facility. You have to ask yourself, was this just intelligence or was this a cover-up? Was the FBI, the very agency meant to enforce the law, actively destroying evidence to protect the powerful? This is the question that hangs over everything. Were our institutions protecting us, or were they protecting their friends in high places? Bill Clinton, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, they are all going to have to answer under oath. This is the reckoning we were told would never come. It's a search for truth that the forgotten men and women of this country have been demanding for a long time. If you want to get some integrity back into the American justice system, you put it on full display. These subpoenas are the first step. The swamp will fight back. It always does. But for the first time, it looks like someone is finally dragging the truth out into the light, and we cannot afford to look away now. This is the Ben Dykes Show. Thank you for tuning in. We're bringing you the truth, political analysis from an insider that has been in the Beltway and worked under the dome. Take care.